Phew! I think I've taken care of all the showcases now.
Did you do androids yet?
Oh, that's right, I didn't do the androids yet. Man, that reminds me of the time when they were the...
Don't forget to run cell.
What's going on, you fam? Raiyuden here. The last sparking unit to cover that got buffed recently would be Android 17. With the challenge rush dropping really powerful equipment for some of the extremes, as well as this buff for Android 17, you can see this really cool resurgence of the Android tag. And with the recent leak of the future banner being a Androids related banner, I guess it's fair to say that we could see the Android tag really bring its dominance back into the meta. Not sure if you guys remember the early days of the game, but Androids once had a really tight grip around the meta until I think it was the Hybrid Saiyans that took them out of it. But anyways, this is the Androids team we're going to be rocking. Obviously we have to use friggin' Cell, because Cell is a super powerful Android. We're going to be using the newly buffed Android 17, and we're going to switch between either the Extreme 17 or the purple Android 18. It all depends on what the lineup is for our opponent. But anyways, let's take him into PvP. Alright, here's the first match of the video against a fellow who also likes to run the androids. A man of culture, a true intellectual. Very proud to see more androids being run. We get the nice little matchup. I always catch people doing this. Why do people keep starting their fights with the shoulder tackle? Don't do it. You're not gonna get it off in time. One cool thing that I noticed is when Android 17 comes in, when he swaps in, he reduces your ki by 30. That's actually pretty big. Especially with the damage reduction as well. They really gave him some really good treatment. Between him and the Pod Frieza, I don't know who got a better buff in the end, but either way, that's really good. I can't wait to see what the next banner is going to be like. I remember reading that one of the units on the banner are sort of like the android's equivalent of Whis for God Key, sort of like a support type. So I'm looking forward to see what that means. Unfortunately, it's probably going to mean more freaking cells are going to be run, but I mean, if it can bring more diversity into the meta, then I guess it's okay. I'm kidding, it's not. I wanted to use my ultimate card right there, but I knew the first slot I was going to take is the one that Cell blocked off, and I wouldn't be able to use it, and it probably would have been a waste. And you guys probably would have grilled me for it, so I'm looking out for you, boys. So far it's not looking too bad. Oh, just kidding, he got a Rising Rush going. I didn't know what card it could be. I think he's used everything at this point. That's why I guessed Blast. That was wrong. It's not the worst though. I still do have my my buffed 17, so I'm confident. I think I'll be okay. Bait out his dodge, but man, these matches are so laggy. I don't know what it is. Every season it gets worse, and I always complain about this. I know, but it's just so frustrating. Like Rhymestyle said it best. He tweeted out saying that Legends is really fun and enjoyable. You could play 10 matches and enjoy every second of it, but that one laggy match that you get just spoils it all for you. It ruins it. That's how I feel with this. I get so sick of having these laggy matches that it just makes me not want to play. No one wants to put up with this. It's just such a blatant, obvious problem, and I'm sure the developers have heard us complain enough, but they don't do anything about it. So it's like, well, what the hell? We're kind of sick of getting the shaft here. Not only in our pull raids, but this as well. And look, he gets the feint off too. Yay! Yay! Stupid mechanics. So at this point I'm thinking, this is not looking too well, I might lose, but you never give up. You always fight to the finish, unless they get a legendary finish, then you know you lost. So normally you'd probably want to use your Rising Rush there, but I knew he could still swap into his own 17, so I had to be careful. The Rising Rush was 100% gonna be safe for that cell. So I had to duke it out with a 17. Thankfully, he was waiting to use his green card on me. I knew that's what he was waiting for. It's kind of silly considering you can only chain off of it if the person is in close range, like Bojack's, I guess. But yeah, I got to take advantage of that. Saving the Rising Rush for the cell. All is looking good so far. My top priority is to make sure that the cell disappears. Look at that. Such an awesome green card. I love that. And I guess he was in shock or something because he ended up just not doing anything. And because I had 2 green cards, you probably wouldn't have guessed that that's what I'm guessing for my Rising Rush. Now, I have type disadvantage, and truth be told, 17 does not deal that much damage. So I was a little bit worried here that Cell wouldn't die, but thankfully the Rising Rush came through and we got him out. Shoulder tackle him to get some distance. I should have probably just sat there and waited so I could recharge my Vanish, but I ended up probably wanting more ki. I found that really weird. I don't know why it ended up costing me a Vanish, because it was like the trailing bits of his ki blast. I don't know why it still will take your Vanish. It's something they gotta work on. It's really stupid. At this point I'm trying to bait his Rising Rush, but I caught him with the shoulder tackle, so I didn't need to use my special card in the end. And we get the comeback. Nice little way to start the video. Here's the second match of the video against God Key. No surprise, one of the best teams in the meta right now. I obviously know Whis is coming out, so definitely gonna try and get rid of him first. Kinda sucks that I didn't start with any sort of key cards, because that's how I like to begin all my matches, so I just immediately went with the strike. And it didn't work out for me. He got the priority in the end. This is why I should never do anything preemptively. It's still something I gotta learn, because I could have dodged that. Catch him with a little bait here. This is so bad. I hate these. I hate these timed events so much because I'm so bad at them. They don't want to swap out to Cell yet because I knew that the Whis was going to inevitably come out soon. I knew he was going to be there. And my favorite thing about 17 is his sort of close range AoE with his special skill. I love it. Catches me at the Rising Rush. Kind of unfortunate, but at least that's out of the way. Except I guessed it right. He just noticed me use it right away. He would have. That's why that's the one he ended up choosing. He would have never guessed that I would choose it again. But nope. Can't fool me, son. Get the Rising Rush. I immediately wanted to get rid of Whis. Whis is like the Bardock equivalent for Super Saiyan units. It puts a huge dent on their damage output if he were to be removed. So my top priority was to get rid of him. Plus to make sure my cell had type advantage, or well, wasn't at threat of type having bad typing. Catch him in the sidestep. Now a lot of the equipment that I gave my cell buffs his special skill here, or his ultimate move, whatever they want to call it. So I knew this was going to hurt pretty well, even against a tanky Super Saiyan Blue Goku. I mean, it did okay. I don't know why I didn't get the Vanish there either. I guess I held it down for too long. Catch him with the little Ryu bait. I probably should have swapped out, but I didn't want to keep wasting my Vanishes and standby and stuff. Knew he was going to go for that, so I immediately swap out and bring in Cell. Cell's green card is so damn strong. The fact that it can shut down ultimate moves, special moves, rising rushes, it's crazy. Key blast, the whole thing. See, there's the weird, funny shoulder tackle at the last second frame thingy that I never really understand. He has another rising rush, but we have 3 guys up. And I know Goku still has his ultimate ability, so I still have to be careful. But I'm still thinking we're in good hands. Was really hoping this would finish him, but Goku's tankiness is not to be underestimated. I was hoping I could bait it out with this, but he timed it just well enough. I was slightly off. Really wanted to test out his barrier ability. Now, I didn't want to hit him when he was paralyzed because I really hate paralysis, but it's completely random. I have no idea when it's going to show up, both for him and for myself. So, and then here's the last match of the video against another God Key team. I noticed that he has a Turles there, so definitely got to make sure I watch out for Vegeta, who's probably the strongest amongst them right now. Starts out with the Goku, which is perfectly fine. Spanish going. Trying to buy myself some time. Going for the tap attacks so I can have just enough time to swap out. I tried to bait out his attack so that I could bounce it back and chain off my combo, but yeah, I ended up taking too long. But in the end, it still worked out. Brings in his Whis, but that's not an issue. And we almost have a Rising Rush already. Am I the only one that's noticed that you get Rising Rush so much faster now? I don't know if I can't remember if it was always like this, but so fast. He unfortunately gets caught as well because he tried to do his little thingy, and he ended up giving up. He figured, oh, he couldn't live with whatever that was. That's the final match of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I think I covered all the sparking units. I may not cover the buffed extreme units because, I mean, they're mainly meant as slot holders. I can't imagine they're that important. I'll be doing the Gohan team next since you guys keep asking for that one. So be on the lookout for that one. Peace.